Mobley joining us today. The best-dressed man at our network.
What's up?
A style master.
So good to see you guys.
A hipster maven.
So good to see you guys.
Okay, let me start with this. I saw a story today.
Listening.
Jason Kidd to the Lakers, and I thought, oh, he's perfect. He's famous. They only hire famous people now in Los Angeles. Jason Kidd to the Lakers. Well, what do you make of that? I
don't like that. I don't like Jason Kidd to the Lakers. I love Jason Kidd as a player when he played. He's actually one of my favorites. Maybe to me, there's Magic Johnson, there's Jason Kidd as far as point guards.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion. Super smart on the court. But, I mean, Jason had successful as a coach. What year was really successful?
He left Milwaukee. They went from 7th to the best team in the East.
Right. Like, I don't know. I don't like Jason Kidd, especially with LeBron James.
Why? LeBron's hard to coach.
Yeah. And see, Jason's better playing with LeBron James, like he did Carmelo Anthony, opposed to, and LeBron James and Jason Kidd kind of play the same, right? They're triple doubles in the making.
Yeah. They're
both cerebral. They're both make their team better, right? It could be a pack of cools and they're still going to make it look good. Like, that's just Jason Kidd. But when it comes to being a coach and coaching a superstar, it just doesn't match up with Jason Kidd to me.
By the way, the 3 coaches this year, 3 of the 4 best records in the NBA, the coaches named Nick Nurse, Mike Malone, and Mike Budenholzer. They're not famous.
No.
I know the Lakers are now addicted to famous people in their franchise.
Right.
It's like, by and large in the NBA, nobody knew who Popovich was before he was Greg Popovich and winning titles.
Right.
Like, famous coaches, generally, that means they were successful doing something else, and coach is an absolute grind. I'm not a big fan of famous coaches. I want to shift to this. There are times in basketball, which has always been a team game, where a wildly talented scorer, Kyrie Irving, can struggle with a coach that has a strong system.
Right.
Could I make the argument it's nobody's fault? But when you give me the Celtics numbers with and without Kyrie Irving, our radio audience can't see this, and there's too many numbers to read. They are significantly better without Kyrie. They average almost 10 points a game more.
For a fact.
They shoot better. Their spacing's better. Can I just argue, Cuttino, they're just not a good fit? Nothing against either. A coach, a player.
Right.
They don't work together. He's more of an ISO, great individual one-on-one player.
Right. Listen, you're spot on. And listen, I'm not just saying this, but you guys on this show are so accurate. And that's just my opinion. Like, what I think you guys say. And Kyrie Irving, to me, it's like Allen Iverson. Jerry Stackhouse was there. Tim Thomas was there. Larry Hughes was there. They leave. They're all-stars. Right? Like, so now Allen Iverson has to get Eric Snow and Aaron McKee and Mutombo.
There were people
George
that
Lynch
Allen played well with.
And those guys sacrificed their bodies and were defensive guys. Maybe that's what Kyrie needs. Because having these guys who are young, Tatums and Browns and Smarts and Roziers, they want to be stars as well. And they like to play well together. It's like Kyrie is, like you say, he's an ISO, more individual guy.
But for the record, I said this. If you did an all-time one-on-one tournament in the NBA, like all the great players, but you'd have to do like 6'3" and under, then 6'4" to 6'7", then bigs. You can't have Kareem facing Isaiah Thomas.
Right.
I could make an argument, 6'3" and under, Kyrie would win the tournament. He's one of the great one-on-one players, left or right, in the history of basketball.
I love that. I think the top 3 finalists for that, I love this one. The top 3 finalists for that is Kyrie Irving, Isaiah Thomas, the old Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas,
Detroit Pistons, because he had so much heart. And he was so talented. And my last one would be,
Curry,
well, not Steph Curry, I would go Allen Iverson. Because Allen Iverson was deceptive. Some guys are like fast, and then some guys are quick. He was both.
Yeah.
I mean, he had floaters from damn near, 15 feet from the basket.
Right.
Off the glass. He was so hard to stop.
And I think Kyrie is, this is where I defend, let's say it was singing. Let's take basketball out.
Okay.
And let's say Joy had a Whitney Houston voice.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Of course, in my mind.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, she joins a choir.
Right.
And the teacher of the choir is legendary.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But she's really the next Whitney Houston.
Right.
Of course, it would be hard because singing voices, they don't last forever.
Right.
You have, like an athlete, you got about 15 years to hit it and the voice goes down. Anybody that's seen an old rock and roll concert, it's more music than voice.
Right.
Of course, it would be difficult for the superstar singer with a limited shelf life to play within a system because Kyrie's walking into the gym every day thinking, I'm the best one-on-one player ever in my sport.
I mean, he told Kobe that. Remember that?
Yes.
You see what they were the USA games and they were in practice. And he said, I beat you one-on-one. Kobe's like, are you serious? Are you on drugs? Of course you're not going to beat me. Now, 6'4" to 6'7" is Kobe Bryant all day long.
Right.
Because he's not playing.
So I guess what I'm saying is I don't think less of Kyrie or less of Brad Stevens. I think you have an all-time classic one-on-one player and an all-time system offensive guy. By the way, Mike D'Antoni is a good coach, doesn't work with a lot of bigs. Greg Popovich does not work with ball stoppers.
Right.
Right. Kobe always said I would have loved to play with Pop. I don't think Pop would have wanted to coach Kobe.
Right.
I think Duncan worked for him, Manu worked for him, Tony Parker worked for him. I don't know. Let me shift to this. Lonzo Ball. Sad story this weekend.
It's crazy, huh?
Awful. So LaVar Ball gets kind of scammed by a business guy, allegedly. They'll figure out $1.5 million's gone. Lonzo had warned him. His business partners, the bank had warned LaVar, get out of this relationship.
Right.
But I'm wondering, does this whole thing force Lonzo to separate from his dad a little?
I mean, it'd be a great excuse, don't you think? I mean, for me, so I'm listening to the whole tobacco, the whole crazy thing that's going on. And for Lonzo to say, listen, I want to part ways, like I'm cool. It's something else going on besides that with inside the family. I don't know, just speculating. With inside the family where, you're taking pictures down from your pop, you're quoting Nike, you're just kind of being your own self. Now, what else is going on besides that money part, right? Because if something happens in your family, and I've done nothing wrong to you, Joy or Colin, and we're family for years, and one thing happens and it's about money, do you get to that extreme or do we talk about it first? So something else is going on with inside that family, what we know nothing about. Maybe pulling the youngest out of school. Now he's not eligible for college. Maybe the other one pulling him out of UCLA, where you got him a scholarship there because he thought the youngest was going to go there.
Listen,
or the other.
Young people, we listen to our dads.
Right.
And then there comes a point with our fathers that we realize they're human.
Right.
And sometimes we separate, if not emotionally, professionally from our dads. Right. We realize, dad doesn't get technology.
He dropped the ball.
Dad dropped the ball.
He dropped the ball.
I actually think, one of the things that I didn't love early in the LaVar Lonzo thing was his kids didn't talk.
Right.
Dad
they were mute.
They were mute.
They were mute.
It's like
the youngest one did speak, and he said something crazy whenever the WWF or whatever, the WWE, they had to ban him from talking because he just got a little crazy and said some inappropriate stuff. But other than that, they don't even talk. They're mutes.
Yeah, I think he's separating. Finally, Zion Williamson.
Wow.
I think he's going to be an NBA star. I think he's big, quick, got great touch. I think he's got a great joy for the game. I think his body you can't duplicate it.
Yeah.
I see Larry Johnson plus Charles Barkley.
Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
So what do you make of Zion? Just all, like a lot of people are saying he could get heavy. He's not tall enough. He'll get overwhelmed by length and bigs. Like, what do you see?
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. What I'm just looking, it's like the eye test, right? This kid is super special. That's one thing. Okay. And he can improve jump shots, playmaking, right? Not have to use. I mean, he's just. It's unbelievable to be 285.
285.
And to be so fast like that. It's kind of like Shaquille O'Neal-ish
a little bit
to me, where you're so big, but yet you're so agile.
Go
right?
YouTube Charles Barkley at Auburn.
Yes.
He was chubby.
Phenomenal.
And would race guys down the floor.
Unbelievable. Fast break. One man fast break.
Look at that move right there by Zion. Sorry for our radio audience. We keep showing that one move, Joy, where he goes and he hops. Yeah. It's not this one. Now, I want to show our TV audience this. So I apologize to the radio audience. Watch this hop move. Now, I want you to watch this. Not this one. It'll come up right after this. This is just brute strength, which he obviously has. All right. We got about 6 highlights. I want to show it one more time. Look at this. Watch. Look at
see
this.
that?
Look
See
at the
that?
speed.
There's nothing wrong with
That's
that knee.
a 300-pound dude.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that knee. The way he hops like that, he just gets right. He's like a pogo stick. He gets right back up, and all that weight. I don't think people really understand all that weight.
And by the way,
speed down the court.
In college, you can have congestion in the paint, but in the NBA, it's all spread out. He's going to get one-on-one matchups against 235-pound guys.
As soon as he rips through in the NBA, it's a dunk. It's a Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
You can forget about it.
Yeah. Cuttino, Mobley, good seeing you, bud.
Thanks for having me.
11
Appreciate
seasons
you
in the
guys.
NBA. We love having you on. Sharp-dressed man. Enjoy with the news.